Growing up, my mom was 16 when she had me. My dad was a bit older. By the time my mom was 19, she had 3 kids. The third kid was pretty special. He had cerebral palsy. It really changed how our family dynamic went. See, when my mom first had me, she and my dad were into the drug scene, were into the gang scene. However, when they had the third child, they had to sober up. And what they did is they stopped the drug thing, they stopped the gang banging thing, and my dad started working in the factory. My mom stood at home and took care of him and made sure he'd be able to do things that the doctor said he wouldn't be able to do. My family was really focused around him. Even though I became a Christian and I was a disciple, my parents just weren't. And just the everyday pressures of growing up in the hood and living in the hood just had a really big wear and tear on them. My brother's health, who was disabled, just continually dwindled and got worse. My father turned to alcohol and continually just kept drinking and getting rid of our paycheck that would come in. My mom, to flee what was going on, would often leave and just go party, and I would have to take care of my brothers. And he would often get seizures, and I'd have to take care of him. And I remember one time my Bible study teachers, they were like, "Hey, Carlos, you think God could change your family?" And I said, yeah, he definitely could, but I don't know if he wants to mess with these people. One time when I was 13, my brother's health got really, really bad. And basically the doctor said he had very short time to live. I woke up one night, we woke up one morning and he wasn't breathing. Ambulance came, I went to school, and then it was at school where I found out that my baby brother had passed away. And when he died, that had a huge impact on the family. The one thing, kind of our saving grace growing up in the hood, was taking care of him and being selfless in that way. But he died, and my mom and dad were just totally broken. And at that time, just a little bit before that, they were separated. There was some cheating going on. They were no longer together. But when he died, they were totally broken. So we had a Christmas show, and my dad showed up to the Christmas show at church. And this was the same church that the ICI leaders took me to. And my father became a believer that day. And then shortly after, my mom became a believer as well at the same church that the ICI leaders had took me to, and where they shared and where they ministered to as well. And my parents started to do something really weird. They started to date. They wanted to maintain their purity, even though they had 3 kids before. And they started to date. And my dad actually moved in with an ICI missionary. And one day my dad asked my brother and I if he could ask for my mom's hand in marriage. And of course we said yes. And they got married. And that was the ultimate testimony, because at that wedding, I was able to be the best man for my dad, because now that he was a Christian, a lot of the crew and people he used to be with, he was now changed. So we were his best man, my brother and I. And then when the wedding music came on, we walked down the aisle, got our mom, and we were also the father of the bride, because my mom's father had passed away before, earlier on. And so at that wedding, it was just the ultimate testimony of how God used Inner City Impact to just change not only my life, but to change the lives of my whole family.